Hey everybody, Chris here. Is Dogecoin gearing up for that next leg higher? We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And on our Tuesday live stream, we were looking at rockets. That's right. I put a rocket on the chart on Monday, looking forward to Tuesday. And Tuesday we started to see Doge moving up, but Doge is range bound right now. We're going to look at that on the charts, where Doge is trading now. Is this accumulation phase, a short accumulation period where you can buy on the dips, accumulate some Doge, and we go higher? So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts on the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we start here looking at the Dogecoin chart. And right now we're at 23.8 cents. And I've got these boxes here that are showing the day's worth of trading. Tuesday, we ended up green day. And right now, we're a little bit in the red. We get back up over like 24.1, 24.2. We'll be back in the green. So now 23.8, a little bit below. But kind of interesting. You can judge and see where after the big run up that we had on Saturday, Sunday was a red day, of which during our live stream, on Tuesday, we looked back and it's now been 7 consecutive red days on Sundays. Kind of interesting. Monday morning, we started to come back up, and then during the day's trading, ended up coming down. So that was a red day as well. But Tuesday, I had put the rocket on the chart. I was like, Tuesday's going to be good. And look at that. Dogecoin wound right up around the rocket, ended up a green day on Tuesday. So a little bit in the red now, but we're kind of tracking this. And my next live stream will be Wednesday afternoon. It's going to start at 5 o'clock East Coast time on Wednesday, a little bit delayed because of a meeting I have before. So don't get all worried. 4 o'clock comes. Hey, where's Chris? Chris hasn't started yet. It's going to be 5 o'clock today. We'll get there. We will get there. And then the Thursday live stream is going to be a late night live stream. That's right. We're going to have another late night live stream on Thursday night. So make sure that you're subscribed and you've got your notifications on, so we get the latest information, the latest news. So what is the latest news right now? What's happening? Bitcoin's at 104. Bitcoin is just hanging out at 104. So it's kind of range bound of its own. Got rejected at 105. Came all the way down to 103. So between 103 and 105 is where Bitcoin is. While Dogecoin between 22 cents, 25 cents. This is all the way back that we had here on Monday up to 25 cents. So 22 to 25 is the range here for Doge. What about ETH though? Look at ETH. ETH, yeah, again, just slightly down, but ETH had gone on a nice run on Tuesday. And of course that was after this huge Thursday, Friday, Saturday run of ETH. That was a nice run. What's going on with ETH? Let's take a look. ETH. Weekly price spike up 50%. Bitcoin, Solana, and Dogecoin have had gains. And now everything's kind of just taking a breather right now. But yes, ETH. Big rise on Tuesday. It comes following the anticipated Petra network upgrade. And the one thing that's interesting about ETH, and this is for Carlos Guzman from Decrypt, he says, we're mostly seeing continuing momentum for ETH. ETH is finally in the limelight after having lagged throughout the latest cycle. Investors are once again turning their attention to it as sentiment shifts. So interesting that Ethereum getting a lot of attention along Arbitrum and Optimism doing well as layer 2s on ETH. I don't know how long that's going to last, but right now, if you're on those, you're up in the short term. So that is good. And Trader Allen, he's just like, let's go back to Bitcoin and let's, again, the 4-year cycles, right? And he's saying 47 months because, well, in 2021, the peak actually happened in November, which the peak of 2017 was December. So that's 47 months. It's roughly 4 years, 48 months. I'll get, but he is seeing this pattern of pullback. That's the bear market, 2018, followed by recovery, 2019, and then a consolidation where there was a slight downtick before Impulse 1, the first big move, 2020 into 2021. Then we had whatever happened, right? Profit taking, shorting. That's when Doge in May, remember? Doge was getting short. Doge went down, kind of pulled the whole market down with it. And you can point to like China, like banning Bitcoin mining at the time, and Tesla stopping accepting Bitcoin as payments for cars. Yeah, that all happened there. So there was a big pullback. But the impulse, he calls it an impulse, which is a sharp decline followed by a big incline up to the all-time high and that bull cycle high. So what did we have next? 2022, pullback. That's the bear market. Recovery in 2023, and then a consolidation early 2024 until impulse 1. This was the Trump election. Are we seeing this whole impulse thing play out? The pullback down to 72K, and now we are in this impulse 2 where it could go higher, peak in October 2025, and where is that peak going to be? That's what we're watching for on Bitcoin. Interesting that since the beginning of 2023, Bitcoin's rise has actually been along the sloping support line as Bitcoin continues to go higher this cycle. But meanwhile, some are saying, because even though Bitcoin's going up, we now have the ETH Bitcoin chart. That's right, ETH is finally starting to outperform Bitcoin over the past 2 weeks. Is this finally it? Is this really the turnaround and the start of true alt season? We will be watching. We will be watching that. But meanwhile, what about Doge? Dogecoin gears up for next leg higher. Will resistance break? Again, right now, 25 cents is the short-term resistance as Doge price started a fresh increase above 22 and 23.2. And if we clear 24.5 up over 25 cents, that will be the resistance zone leading to prices going higher. So it is an upward trend since early April, and we will be watching and seeing whether Dogecoin continues that move up as we see Bitcoin and ETH doing the same. Doesn't mean Bitcoin or Doge can't move on its own, but right now it is kind of following the market in the short term. How about open interest? We talked about this yesterday as well. What is open interest? Well, futures open interest. This is leverage trading, short and long. And right now, it's like 70-75% longs, leverage longs. So the gamblers are back. This is what happens, and this is the chart we looked at. This is the amount of money that is being traded on Doge with leverage, long and short together. What happens is you've got a big dump in the market, right? And then the amount of money that is in an open position on a leverage trade drops down because of all the liquidations. And then we start to seeing the price come back. The gamblers come back, right? The bulls come back saying, "Hey, I'm gonna bet this, and I'm gonna leverage trade this Doge going up 2x, 5x, 10x, whatever, because I'm gonna make money." And guess what happens? Price dumps, open interest amount dumps, and then we had the big capitulation on April 7th, and then there was like hardly anything because the whole thing got wiped out. The shorts won. The shorts cashed out on that big dump. Slowly, leverage has been building again until last week. And then look what happened. Now all the gamblers are back and they're all betting on Doge going higher, huge leverage positions. Does that mean Doge may have a drop to take out some of that leverage? Yes, that is always a possibility, which is why you want to look for dips, right? For those buying opportunities, because that's what comes. That's what comes. And it's not just Doge. Here's the XRP chart. Very similar. Same thing happened. Big dump on April 7th, and then the leverage starting to come back on XRP. And now it's even higher than it was back in February with XRP as well. Just betting on XRP going higher. There's good news for XRP as well. We can talk more about that during live stream. But right now for Doge, yeah, Trader Allen has another nice chart here, just looking back last November. You know, we're not going to have a big election this November or this summer. So to really look at that kind of move over the summer, this summer, I don't see that happening. I think we're going to be range bound. We might see some increase here the rest of May, range bound through June, July, August. People are on holiday, right? Don't have the same kind of interest. So this will come, but I think it's going to be delayed a bit from this. But it definitely does look ready, and RSI moving back up. There's still a ways to go there. So what about Doge? The chart looks perfect, somebody says. Perfect. What is a perfect chart? Well, this is Kev Capital. And I mean, he's got his chart. It's got all these fib lines on it. I can hardly read Kevin's charts. I mean, I like Alan's charts, but they're not as realistic as Kevin's. But Kevin's like, okay, I get it. I get it. But he says, look, you run your fib. Dogecoin tops out right at the golden pocket, the 1.7 fib. We're seeing things line up here. And Kevin noted, look, the macroeconomic data is supportive. Declining inflation, rising GDP, strong labor markets, easing tariff fears, contributing to renewed confidence across financial markets. Everything seems to be lining up at the exact right time, Kev says. We've got the macro on our side, we've got the technicals on our side, and even Dogecoin is flashing green. So that's what Kevin's looking at. We're going to take it higher. And what's building for Dogecoin? Look, Dogecoin payment systems. This is the big thing we're talking about now. Red Writer has a nice post here on X about adoption of Dogecoin through both Doge Express, and these are these terminals that we see in a number of different establishments growing all the time. Williamsburg Pizza in Lower Manhattan is one of the most popular that we've seen using the system. And what's coming is SuchPay. SuchPay is coming, which is going to be awesome. And if you want to read more about that, Red Writer has a great detailed post here on Doge Express, retail point of sale solution, and SuchPay, the corporate payment rail, how that is all going to work together. We can look at this more during our live stream, talk about House of Doge and how all of that is building. But this is what's coming. And so all of those negative people about Doge, it has no utility. Well, guys, it's coming. It's coming. So that's what we're gearing up for on Doge. Look, range bound right now, though. That's where Doge is trading. Again, we'll do an update on our live stream later, but let me know in the comments below. Do you think that this is really Doge gearing up right now for that next leg up? Give the video a like. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.